Hey everybody, how's it going? It's the Daily Shooter, and today I've got a really urgent update on the California magazine ban issue. I'm just going to try and fly through this. Make sure that you check the date of this video and also listen to the dates that we're going to be talking about in the order that came down, because it's very important, and again, it's a very time-sensitive issue. But basically, you guys remember that a federal judge had ruled that the entire Penal Code 32310 was unconstitutional. That had to do with standard capacity and high capacity magazines being sold, transported, manufactured, imported in the state of California. Basically covered all of that magazine stuff, right? He deemed that unconstitutional and enjoined the California DOJ from enforcing that particular penal code, meaning that people could start buying magazines that were above the 10-round limit, bringing them into the state, buying them online, and so forth. That all started on March 29th of 2019. Well, not long after, Javier Becerra actually filed for a stay in that judgment. Basically, he wanted that judgment reversed pending appeal. So he wanted it to still be considered constitutional and wanted all the magazines that were brought in illegal. And then also he wanted his stay so that no more magazines could then flow into California until the appeals process had gone through. And so he was granted the stay. Sort of. So he was granted the stay, but there were exceptions to the stay, and that's what makes this so important, okay? So the court had actually recognized that in Becerra's argument that he issued to the court, that he has a legal chance to possibly win under appeals. So the court had to take that into consideration when determining whether they would offer them or grant him the stay. And the court also has the ability to modify a stay if it would injure not just the state, but also injure the people. And injure the people is what I mean is by burdening them or going against their constitutional rights in some way. They can go ahead and modify it, and that's what they did with this stay. And I hope you guys are keeping up. I know it's a little bit crazy, but trust me, I've been reading like nuts trying to understand this. So I'm going to read to you guys sort of the decision of the court. We're going to skip all of the arguments and all of that stuff, and we're going to read the decision. So please pay attention. It's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, but I'll do my best to try and let you guys know exactly what's going on here. And if people would stop texting me about it and sending me messages, I might be able to read here. But I'm telling you, I've probably got 1,000 messages in the last 15 minutes alone. Okay, so as a decision, he says, the court says, therefore, it is hereby ordered that, the judgment is stayed in part pending final resolution of the appeal from the judgment. The permanent injunction enjoining California enforcement of Penal Code 32310 A and B is hereby stayed, effective Friday at 5 p.m., April 5th, 2019. So as of the time that I'm making this video, it's still considered unconstitutional. So unconstitutional, and there is no stay until Friday, April 5th at 5 p.m. That is when the stay will actually take place. It is hereby further ordered that the preliminary injunction issued on June 29, 2017, enjoining enforcement of California Penal Code Section 32310 C and D shall remain in effect. Now, here's the part that is also very important. This is important to those people who have bought magazines. You went out, you got them, you ordered them, you received them, whatever the case is. Maybe they've just already shipped and they're on their way to you. Okay, you've already paid your money for these magazines. This is where you come into play. This is where I come into play, because I have spent so much money on magazines over the past week. I have to take out like a second on the house. But let me go ahead and tell you this. So it is hereby further ordered that the permanent injunction enjoining enforcement of California Penal Code 32310 A and B shall remain in effect. Okay, so the injunction of enforcement, meaning they cannot enforce it, shall remain in effect for those persons and business entities, so people and businesses, okay, so a lot of businesses went out and bought stuff. So people and businesses who have manufactured, imported, sold, or bought magazines able to hold more than 10 rounds between the entry of this court's injunction and March 29, 2019. So basically between March 29, 2019 and 5 p.m. Friday, April 5th, 2019, dated April 4th, 2019. Okay, so for those people out there who have already purchased them, the injunction remains. Now, the injunction remains on A and B. So A and B involve, possession and stuff like that. And then you'll have to read 32310 to understand what C and D mean. I suggest that you read the penal code anyway, especially if you've bought these magazines and you want to know what you can do with them and stuff like that. You want to make sure that you read the entire penal code so that you understand A, B, C, and D of that penal code and have a better understanding of exactly what's going on. But as far as the ownership goes of these magazines, if you purchase them between the 29th and today or possibly tomorrow, then the magazines are yours pending appeal. After that appeal, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen because these are legally acquired magazines that were acquired during a time when this constitution or this penal code was not enforceable. So again, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. We could have a second legal fight on our hands just to be able to keep those and essentially maybe have them grandfathered in if we should lose on appeal. But I think the case is very strong on our side. So they're going to be, they've actually, as a matter of fact, Javier Becerra has already filed that appeal with the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. So it's going to be heard by the full Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and then I'm sure that if for some reason we lose in the Ninth, or even if we win in the Ninth, it's somehow going to wind its way up to the Supreme Court. So make sure that you stay tuned for this one. Definitely good to follow Michelle and Associates. They have a big role in this, and they have a great web page that will tell you everything that's going on as it comes down, and you could read all of the court documents directly from there just about as soon as they hit. So stay on top of this one, guys, but I hope that made sense to anybody that was listening. I knew I flew through it real quick, but if you have to, go back and watch the video again. Thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Keep your fingers crossed. Freedom is right around the corner. But if we let it go, we'll never have freedom again. Thank you all very much for watching. Again, please like, subscribe, and you guys have a great day.